Remember Halloween as a kid? Flipping through Saturday morning cartoons, thinking they were harmless, until one episode made you hide under the covers, clutching your candy bag, wishing the TV would just turn off? Tonight, we're going back to those cartoons that didn't just entertain us, but haunted us. Some were Halloween specials, some aired once and never again, but all of them left a mark we couldn't shake. Let's step into the episodes that scared a generation. You thought saying goodbye to a goldfish was harmless, right? Dexter and Dee Dee learned the hard way that some pets don't stay dead. One moment, Fishy is floating in the bowl, the next, he's haunting the bathroom like a tiny green poltergeist. The toilet becomes a portal to somewhere slimy and wrong, tentacles wriggling from the pipes, eyes glowing from the darkness below. And then there's Dee Dee, totally oblivious, while Dexter tries to contain the chaos. That whisper echoing through the night, "Good night, ghost of dead fishy," stays with you, turns every midnight bathroom trip into an adventure of terror. One day of having a goldfish, one night of never forgetting it. Filbert's first piece of Halloween candy should have been sweet. Instead, it sparks a full-blown psychedelic meltdown. Chocolate bars turn into spirals, wrapped sweets become hopping horrors, and suddenly the streets of O-Town feel like a carnival from another dimension. Aunt Gretchen's old warnings about poison candy creep in, leaving a shadow of paranoia over every treat. Filbert runs, dodges, panics, and somehow the line between reality and hallucination blurs. Chocolate becomes a threat, Halloween a battlefield, and that innocent sugar rush? Yeah, now it carries traces of terror. Kids watching learned fast. Sometimes, candy carries a curse as sticky as its wrapper. Elwood City's pranks usually land with a laugh, but Sue Ellen finds herself facing a fear that won't vanish with morning light. A banshee wails in the woods, shadows shift in her dreams, and a whisper at her window promises mischief that feels too real. What starts as a simple Halloween prank escalates into lingering unease. Even the softest creak in her house becomes a threat. Every rustle of leaves a signal that something is watching. It's quiet terror, the kind that presses against the back of your neck, making a normally bright world feel suddenly haunted. SpongeBob, the king of jump scares and training, steps into a role he wasn't ready for. Scaring others. He becomes the Flying Dutchman, costume and all, and suddenly, Bikini Bottom is a land of nightmares. Patrick joins in with gusto, escalating harmless fun into cursed imagery burned into young brains. Then comes the Krusty Krab graveyard shift, where the hash-slinging slasher doesn't just walk, he stalks. Lights flicker, shadows twist, and a Nosferatu-like apparition appears, a jump scare delivered before we even knew the word. Underwater cartoons never felt so horrifying. Imagine fog thick enough to swallow you whole, rolling over Crane Manor as the wind whispers secrets no one dares repeat. Hooves pound the ground in the night, echoing against the walls like a drumbeat of doom. Then comes the flaming pumpkin head, glowing in the mist, staring at you with a grin that seems carved from nightmares. Scooby, Shaggy, and the gang chase clues, revealing the culprit is just a human in disguise. But the image doesn't vanish. The terror sticks in your mind. A memory of a night where pumpkins were more than decoration. They were warnings. That horseman may have been a costume, but every thundering gallop leaves your heart racing. Even after the mystery is solved, the unease lingers like smoke in a haunted room. Angelica thought she was ready to be a big sister, but dreams aren't always polite. In this twisted nighttime vision, her baby sibling grows monstrous, towering over her and swallowing her whole. Tiny toy cars are crushed, furniture disappears, and Angelica is powerless in a nightmare where size equals terror. Rugrats, normally full of bright colors and baby giggles, transforms into a stage for anxiety made physical. The eerie giggle of a newborn morphs into a low rumbling threat, teaching young viewers that even familiar family moments can hide strange horror. After watching, every newborn looks a little suspicious, and every nursery rhyme carries the shadow of what might be lurking. The innocence of early childhood meets full-blown nightmare fuel. Carly Beth wanted revenge on the kids who tormented her, so she reaches for a mask promising power and fear. But this isn't costume fun. It fuses with her skin, twisting her features into something monstrous. Screams echo through her house, mirrors reflect eyes that aren't hers, and every movement reminds her that the line between human and horror has disappeared. The mask is both weapon and prison, a terror outside and within. Viewers feel claustrophobic, watching as a simple desire for control becomes a struggle to reclaim identity. Each reflection, each breath, each panicked glance in the mirror is a lesson in how quickly mischief can become true fear, leaving a chilling imprint on anyone brave enough to watch. Return the slab, or suffer my curse. Even saying it aloud sends shivers. Courage's world is already strange, full of mummies, demons, and shadows that move against the light. But King Ramses stands apart. Calm, composed, inevitable. His presence doesn't scream, it seeps, pressing into your bones like a frozen hand. Eustace steals a relic, triggering plagues and chaos, yet the true horror is Ramses himself. Silent, eternal, and otherworldly. He moves through Courage's life not with sound, but with inevitability, leaving every kid tense and uneasy. Every flicker of the light, every echo in the desert, every ancient hum is a reminder that some threats don't chase you. They wait. The fear is patient, persistent, and unforgettable. Grandpa Phil started it as a bedtime story, a tall tale about Engine 25, a train that vanished 40 years ago, disappearing into the tracks with its crew. The kids thought it was funny, just a story to pass the time, until that whistle echoed through the night. It was sharp, metallic, and impossible to ignore. The train didn't stop at any station. It carried its passengers straight into a fiery underworld. Arnold and Gerald thought it was a joke, laughed at the shadows, mocked the cackling of the conductor. But then the headless cabbie appeared, sitting where no driver should exist, reins in hand, silent and menacing. Every rickety rail, every flicker of lantern light, every echoing clang of metal hinted at the souls trapped aboard. Even when the kids fled, the story clung to them. The spectral whistle reminding everyone that some rides never truly end. The warnings were clear. Parents said don't watch it. Of course, that made it irresistible. Treehouse of Horror 5 didn't wait for subtle scares. It slammed you into a world of twisted cartoons and psychological dread. Cannibal teachers lurked behind cafeteria doors, hungry for more than just food. In the haunted house segment, walls whispered kill, floorboards creaked under unseen weight, and Homer plunged into madness with every step, trapped in a parody of The Shining. The humor was warped, yellow-skinned characters reacting to terror in ways that were funny and horrifying at the same time. Every laugh carried a shiver. Every exaggerated expression hid a flicker of true menace. Watching it felt like walking through Springfield with blindfolds on, unsure where the next scare would appear, and realizing that childhood humor could carry shadows long after the credits rolled. Finally, Halloween Night 1992. The one episode even Disney never wanted you to see. A spellbook, a deal with the devil, and a Halloween nightmare so wild it got buried forever. This is Darkwing Duck, Hot Spells, the episode that haunts even grown-ups. Gosselin discovers a forbidden spellbook, curiosity turning to chaos in seconds. Fire erupts from the pages, imps swarm, and the underworld opens its gates to swallow anything foolish enough to cross the line. Darkwing Duck faces Beelzebub himself, making a Faustian bargain to save his daughter. Lava-filled realms, monstrous creatures, and chaotic magic collide in a cartoon battle that Disney quickly decided was too much. One airing, one night, and the episode disappeared. Banned, buried, erased from reruns, VHS, and even modern streaming. Yet clips survive online, a whispered legend of what happens when magic goes too far. when deals with demons are played out in bright colors and slapstick action, leaving anyone who watches with chills, a racing heartbeat, and discomfort. So tell me, which cartoon still sneaks into your dreams, making you check under the bed or glance over your shoulder? Share your childhood scares in the comments below. We're building a haunted hall of memories together, one creepy episode at a time. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell if you want to keep wandering through the darker corners of nostalgia, where every laugh can hide a shadow, and every colorful world can hold a secret. And tonight, maybe leave your nightlight on. Until next time.